Hey friends, Tuxx here. It is time to open some Hot Wheels here, some die-cast cars. I've been kind of building these up on a few recent toy hauls, and the time has come to unbox these little guys. Now, if you're looking for Hot Wheels, there's some great deals right now at Toys R Us. They've had like 10 for $9 and lots of different like BOGO deals and stuff. So it really is a great time to be a toy car collector. And let's go ahead and we'll just dive right in here. The first one we're looking at here is a 2015 Dodge Challenger. As you can see right there, really cool. Looks like we have yellow paint on here, which is really good. This particular one doesn't really say it's like a, oh, it's SRT. Okay, there we go. SRT. We'll check out the back here. Custom striped muscle cars that look good driving around town and racing. I have to agree, actually. If you watch my Tuxx reviews channel, I own a Dodge Challenger, and I have some car videos on there too, so you can check those out if you like. Mine is black though. But let's go ahead and open this cool yellow one. I've always been a little jealous of the ones with the cool colors. Look at that. So very, very cool. Love the decal work here. Mine has a stripe on the bottom here. This one looks good. This one, it could use like little, I like when the taillights are actually like the color. Like they could have a little red paint in there, which is probably one improvement. But cool car, great looking bottom. The wheels are different sizes from front to back. Cool looking sides. Looks like the front detail work is really good. Like the grille, you can see like the little marks of the grille, which is really cool. So anyway, very cool car. Definitely digging that. All right, next up here, we have, this is a Corvette C7 Z06 convertible, and I've been driving Corvettes quite a bit since November, and I have to say that I do like Corvettes. I've been working on buying one. In fact, I almost bought one this week, and there is a video on Tuxx Reviews about that as well. But I wasn't going for a convertible, I was going for the regular one, because the regular ones have the Tango top, the top that pops out, which is really cool. And I think I like that better than the convertible, but this is a really cool little car. Love the paint job, nice and blue, very cool, metallic. If I was buying one, I'd probably buy a red one in real life. But blue is a cool color, and I wouldn't rule out buying a blue one. I like the way it's like a little bit metallic in there and really high gloss, so very, very cool. So very nice. You can see in the back here, we do have the taillights are a different color, which is cool. And the Corvette little decal looks great. Very, very nice car. So in real life, these are awesome too. All right, next up, we have a Lamborghini, and sporting a nice green paint job here. You can check that out on the back. HW Speed Graphics, 10 of 10. Real race performers that speed fast on the track. All right, we'll go ahead and open this up. I've never actually driven a Lamborghini before, but someday I would love to. That'd be really awesome. In Miami Beach, when I lived there, they had some cool cars like Lamborghinis. Oftentimes, they'd have the different mufflers and be so loud, you'd actually hear them coming behind you. I think the more modern Lamborghinis are actually a little quieter than some of the ones from like the 90s and 2000s. But anyway, very cool. Love the paint job. Love a nice little stripe there. Cool racing decals. Very cool Lamborghini. Love the green. Very nice looking. Okay, next up, we have an 81 Camaro, okay? As you can tell, I do like sports cars. I never had an 81 Camaro, but I did have a Camaro from this gen. I forget what year it was. It was pretty cool, cool car. I blew the engine out. It was a red Camaro. This one here is orange, sporting a really fancy little hood there, very cool. Got a hood scoop. On the back here, no color for the taillights, but still does feature the spoiler. I always like the classic Camaros like this. Very cool looking cars. Very fun to have. So, awesome, good sound to them. Cool car. They did a great job on this one. Really love the little detail work. So, very cool. Okay. Next up, we have a Mazda RX-7. I have owned, let me think here. I did have one RX-7, but it was one of the older ones. It wasn't this model. It's probably like a gen before it, the more rounded ones. Pretty cool car. This one is featuring kind of a little different front here than the actual stock ones. Hopefully the camera's getting that. Very cool blue. Mine was silver. Nice spoiler, kind of a large spoiler on it. Again, nice metallic blue paint job. Nice little detail work, says Mazda on the hood. Very cool. Digging that. Okay, next up, let's see here. Oop. Our RX-7 is going away here. All right, there we go. All right, next one up here is a Acura NSX from 1990. And this is a cool car. I've never driven one of these. In fact, I've only seen a few of these in real life. It's not as common as a lot of the other cars. I've always loved the spoiler in this car. It has like a really cool big spoiler that lights up, and I love the back part of it too. Kind of reminds me of like a CRX back, but really cool with that spoiler, that LED spoiler. And it says Acura or NSX on the back of it. I think there's a kit you can go either way with that, but really cool. Definitely has an exotic look to it, so very cool. All black top. Very nice. Okay, next up. Next up, we have a Datsun 240Z. And I've been a big fan of Z cars. You probably see me open some other Z cars in the past. I've never owned a 240Z. I've had a 280Z before, and I've had a bunch of 300ZXs. And they are fun cars. I consider getting like one of the more modern Zs. I haven't had a 370Z yet, but I kind of like the Corvettes better, so I'm kind of leaning that direction. But my next car could be a Z car. You never know. The back here is grayed out, which could be a little better. Nice paint job though, like the detail work here. Nice hood decal. Very cool looking. It's kind of unique the way they have the mirrors so far ahead in these old Z cars, like on the hood. I think they stopped that with the 280Z. Very cool. Big fat tires in the back. I want to say, well, it looks like they're actually bigger. I think they're the same in the plastic form at least. But on the actual back part, you can see it has extended wheelbase. So pretty cool stuff. Okay, next here we have another Lamborghini. This is a Lamborghini Countach. And this actually is kind of a cartoony looking one. I kind of prefer the ones that look more realistic than the ones that have like big fat ends or whatever. This is kind of a cartoonish looking version of a Lamborghini. We'll go ahead and open this up. Extreme proportions, that is true. Over the top styling, cartoon to the max. Yeah, really, it's not tuned like tuning an engine, it's cartooned. So again, I kind of prefer my Hot Wheels that look more realistic than cartoony. But it's still pretty cool, and I like Lamborghinis, so I bought it. Really huge, oversized, that's a crazy tire, that realistic. That is not realistic compared to real life. But very cool, like the spoiler. I like, some people take the spoiler off Lamborghini Countach's, and I kind of do agree with that. I like the big spoiler. But looking cool, like the racing stripe. Nice paint job to it, like the blue. Very cool. Not proportioned properly, but very cool. Okay, next up we have a truck, actually. This is a 2015 Land Rover Defender double cab. So this is kind of like a military one. 4x4 trucks are ready for work or race. Now, sometimes I see these like little mini trucks that says 4x4, and I've always been kind of curious about that, because to me a 4x4 is not like a mini truck. Maybe they just put 4x4 on it, but very cool. Definitely reminds me of like a military vehicle. Nice paint job to it, nice decaling. This is Land Rover on it. These were really popular for a long time. I don't really see these as much in real life as I used to anyway, but really cool trucks. Very durable, be great for a hurricane. Nice little cab there, you could throw some stuff in, throw some extra people in there. Really nice. Okay, next up we have another Lamborghini here. We'll go ahead and open this one up. Oh, this one's being a little bit difficult. Alright, there we go. Cool white paint job, kind of a matte white on this one. Got some cool decaling here. Got the bottom is red, plastic. Nice big spoiler, kind of extended spoiler. It says Lamborghini on the spoiler, that's interesting. Very cool. Again, I've never actually driven one of these, but I have seen them in real life before. Really cool cars. There's a place called the Auto Toy Store in Fort Lauderdale that sells a lot of Lamborghinis. So if you're in Fort Lauderdale, you can check out a lot of these cars for real. You can't drive them, but you could get close to them within 10 feet or so. So, very cool. Okay, next up here is the Batmobile. This is the TV series Batmobile. And I didn't really watch Batman back in the 60s, but this is kind of an iconic car. And when I seen this in Matchbox form, I couldn't resist picking one up, or Hot Wheels, I should say, but die-cast cars. Very cool, like the translucent plastic. Really weird, spacey, like futuristic, retro design. I know a lot of the Batmobiles were designed kind of inspired by Corvettes of the time. So, really cool car, very unique looking, unmistakably the Batmobile. Retro Batmobile. Alright, next up is a Porsche 934.5, okay, factory fresh. This is a new one for 2017. Again, pull this out. Cool black paint job, like the blue interior, that's kind of unique. Blue interior, cool blue rims here. It says Porsche on the side, very cool. Hopefully the camera will focus. There we go, Porsche. So very cool. Never owned a Porsche before. I do see a lot of Porsches around South Florida. It's a really popular brand. I mean, they're great luxury cars, no doubt. And this Matchbox is very cool. Nice glossy paint job. Really nice. Okay, next up here is a Lotus Esprit. These are cool cars. I don't see many Lotuses as I used to. At one point I had a Geostorm GSI that was tuned by Lotus, as I say. It's kind of like a kind of mid to lower cost sports car, but a lot of fun back in the 90s. I look back on it with very fond memories. Had some real cool tires on it. And this is the real deal though. This is a Lotus Esprit. So very kind of almost like a DeLorean look to it. Very cool. Love the paint job. Love the orange. Kind of a 80s kind of pointy hood look. Exotic. Very cool. The back here has a nice plate to it and lights. They're actually painted right. So very cool. Love the Lotus Esprit. Okay, next up here is a Dodge Charger Drift. And this is kind of like the police version of a Dodge Charger. And I have to say, there's a video on YouTube of actually a Dodge Challenger police chase. It was one of the Hellcat versions that is really fun to watch. The thing was going super fast and the cop cars couldn't keep up with it. So it's interesting now, a lot of cop cars, you see, I have seen some Dodge Charger police cars in Florida. So really cool. Love the lights. Cool little police thing on top here. Decaling, weird blue. I don't think a cop car in real life would have blue plastic or blue windows, but really cool. It says Pursuit on it. Got the ram bar in front. Very cool cop car. If I was being chased by this, I would stop. Okay, next up here is a retro car. This is a custom 67 Pontiac Firebird. And I've been a big fan of Firebirds over the years. I have had a Firebird or two, had a Formula at one point. Cool cars. For me, at least, I did experience some kind of mechanical difficulties with the engine sometimes, with this and with older Camaros, but really cool, very retro-y with all the flames on the side here. Got some bigger tires in the back. Got the hood all exposed, or the hood off so you can see the engine. Lots of flames on top. Oh my gosh, the inside pieces are silver in this particular one, so very cool. Okay, we got 5 left here. Let's go ahead and check out these final 5. We have the 2016 Camaro SS. Very cool car. I test drove a convertible Camaro SS, and I almost bought it, but it was high miles, and there's really very little back space here for trunk, for toys, buying toys and stuff, when you actually have the convertible top pulled. Mine was, again, it was a convertible, but this is the non-convertible version, which probably is a little better on trunk space. Really cool work in this Hot Wheel. Love the stripe, love the little red around the rim. Cool little lines. We got the 2 little things. It really reminds me of Dodge is the weird part. Does that remind you of Dodge a little bit? And it's weird that it's actually on Camaro. So I've seen this in real life just in the last week. I was at a Chevrolet dealer and it had the 2 little lines and I was like, that's kind of weird looking. But very cool car. Love the modern Camaros. Okay, next up we have a 2017 Camaro ZL1. We'll go ahead and pop this out. I do like the way that Chevy has trim packages. Like if you're buying a Corvette or a Camaro, it's like LT1 or LT2, LT3, that kind of thing. So very cool. Nice little decal on the back there. Got the Chevy logo, brake light. Really cool metallic blue. Very pretty looking. Check that out. Like the striped glossy black stripe on top. Real cool little Sirius satellite antenna there. Really cool big like grill work here on the front. Just like it should be for this model of Camaro. So very cool. Okay, next up we have the Dodge Viper RT10. I don't really see a lot of Dodge Vipers. I never really driven one. I really haven't seen too many in real life. Occasionally, not a lot of convertible ones, but check that out. Cool retro white with the blue stripes. Kind of reminds me of like an old Shelby Ford, like a Mustang. Definitely a little retro influence in this particular Viper. Love the little grill work there, a little thin, very nice. Very, very cool Viper. And I guess they're not making these anymore. Correct me about that one. I'd have to look into that. I think it's discontinued. So, all right, next up is a, let's see, 70 Camaro, retro Camaro. We'll go ahead and pop this one open. All right, cool. This one here has some cool little decaling here, yellow and green. Kind of reminds you of like Green Bay Packers or something. Really cool, nice retro. Kind of reminds you of like tube socks with the yellow, actually. So pretty cool. Got good little spoiler back there. Very nice retro looking Camaro. Oh, my cat's jumping around. And the final car, oh my gosh, is a Corvette C7R. So this is like the racing version, I guess. We'll go ahead and open this up. Here we go. Oh, cat's moving all over the place. There's my cat spot. Anyway, so here is the Corvette Got a really big spoiler there. Check that out. Huge spoiler. Not a lot of paint. It could have had the brake legs painted or something more back here. But I like the decals. Very cool looking. Very cool. Very aggressive looking racing car. So anyway, guys, that does it for this particular video. Let me know what your favorite is. If I had to pick a very favorite one, boy, it's tough. I would probably go, I really like the blue in this Corvette. Very nice. This one's cool too, being a race car, of course. I like the Charger police car. Very cool. But let me know what is your favorite car, alright? If you're new to the channel, be sure and subscribe to you guys. We do lots of car stuff and even giveaways. I may have a Hot Wheels giveaway coming up sometime down the road, okay? Anyway, thanks for watching, friends. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.